one of the biggest things that urgent care fight is there is a stigma on them of quality of care, right? Where well, I can go to urgent care, you know, because all these years like Doc in a Box and all that stuff, they've been fighting it. Well, if they all join together in arms and say, we're going to make this, we're going to help each other be better, then people say, no, I'll go to urgent care, you'll be taken care of. Yeah. Like, and kind of change, like you said, increase the demand of the patients, because then the patient's like, I know I can go. I don't have to go to my primary care. I don't have to like fight through this cold. I can actually legitimately get taken care of very quickly and feel good about it on the other side.
Hey, you're on an accidental start of Walk-Ins Welcome with Nick and Michael. I'm just kidding. We're intentionally here, but I accidentally started the podcast earlier than I was expecting.
You clicked the button 1 second too quick.
Well, I think I was just trying to find it.
Yeah, you're trying to find it because of the new light that we have. Hey, if you're watching on the video, you'll notice our lighting's a hair better.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. There's a nice little light now that helps light up our faces a little bit.
Now you can see all of the grays in my beard.
There you go. A little bit of shimmer.
That's it.
So, but here we are. We are, last week we were in Miami.
Right.
Having a good time.
Yes.
Hanging out with a community of agencies.
That's right.
Called Seven Figure Agency. If by chance you're listening to this and you're a marketing agency, which you're probably not, but who knows, go check out 7FA, Josh Nelson. If you need that community to lean into when you're like dealing with problems or questions, like, am I doing this right? It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
So, but we were there last week down in Miami. Miami's a wild place.
It is. Very cool. It's like a foreign country.
It's like a foreign country. It takes US dollars.
Yep.
Because Spanish is number one, not English, by far.
Yeah, by far.
And
I remember we went into the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get our food that we ordered. And she kept asking me questions. I'm like,
I don't know.
No hablo español. I don't know what you're saying. And I'm not mad at you for it. I just don't know.
Like, I want to tell you yes, but I don't know what you asked for. But
and it's a little jarring to be in America and not that be the primary. Now, we don't have an official language in the United States. So,
right.
Like, it is what it is. But
it
was a little jarring.
Funny. It is funny. And then, of course, being so close to Key West, we saw some chickens running around.
There was even more in Key West.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, then you went down further south after I left. But yeah, and then we experienced Waymo for the first time, which was super cool.
It's Uber without people.
Yeah. So it's a driverless cab.
Yeah.
And you hop in, the driver's seat is there with a steering wheel and everything like a car would have, but nobody's sitting in it. And it's just talking to you. And you close the doors and you hit go and it takes off. And it felt safer than most Ubers. Even though we had somebody honk at us, we're like, who you honking at?
That was funny. I'm like, like, it's so obvious this is a Waymo. I don't know
like there's
what you expect here.
You know it's a Waymo, by the way, because it has giant sensors all around it and on top it. And
they're spinning.
And they're spinning and like all these things. Like you could think it's like a Google Maps Street View car or something, but it's definitely obvious that there's something different about it. One of my Waymo rides, they had people stop me in the middle of the street taking pictures of us.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get that on mine.
So I had to sit there and wait on them.
Okay. You got it?
You got your picture? Great.
Well, for those of you who have stumbled on this for the first time, we are Walk-Ins Welcome.
Yep.
We are focused on helping you get more patients, deliver better care, get repeat visits, and scale. We're going to talk about some of that today.
Yeah.
And we're brought to you by Patient Care Marketing Pros.
Yep. That is our marketing agency that brings those patients into those urgent care, which is fantastic. But yeah, the Walk-Ins Welcome, man, we've been doing this for over 4 years almost.
I was going to say, we should be creeping up on 6 at this point.
We're 5 years next month, I think.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah. So, because we're at episode this is like episode 240 something.
Okay. I got you.
So, but yeah, here we are. So we want to talk about, I brought up the Miami stuff. One, it just happened, but two, community. And what's real fun is that inside that community at 7FA, there are competing agencies.
Yes.
All day, every day, except for us. We're the only non-competing agency in that crowd.
That should tell our urgent care community something.
There are like 300 or 400 agencies in that room, and we were the only urgent care focused one.
Well, I mean, it's funny. We are the only, as far as I know.
There might be one out there we don't know.
Not niched into urgent care. What I have found is even the ones that say they are, when you click into their portfolio, they have this much larger company
of all the things
that they service anything,
or like a healthcare adjacent something.
What they have done is they have pretended to be a niche without being a niche.
Yeah,
where we have pretended to be an agency while only being a niche.
Yeah,
right? So we're kind of backwards. We only take urgent care clinics at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's why this podcast even exists.
That is why it exists. But the community aspect of Seven Figure Agency is unique in that you have, like you mentioned, all of these, I'm going to air quote, competitors in the same room that are not looking at each other as competitors. They're looking at each other as an opportunity to not only give to a community, but to receive from a community.
Yep.
And I'm going to know things inside of Patient Care Marketing Pros that Tree Service Digital may be able
I sat by her.
Yeah.
Or him.
So may be able to take and put into practice.
Yep.
Right. I have given a lot of our information over there into other agencies, and I have received probably twice as much back.
Yep.
Right. So why are we bringing that to this? Why don't you lay that up?
Yeah. So why are we bringing this all up? Well, one, we've learned in the urgent care industry, it's competition over community
or only. Yeah.
So
everybody is your competitor and they should all go out of business.
And it should be isolated.
Right.
You were on an island for some reason. Now, there is like the UCA and stuff where people come together, but they're seeking out solutions, right? It's not necessarily like there's some camaraderie, but it's not the same. Like they're there to learn, to like some sessions or go visit a vendor because they need something. But we've never seen like tons of the urgent care owners just kind of hanging out together. They're kind of on their own little islands while they're out there. So that the challenge with all that is, one, there's this misconception that, like you said, everyone's my competitor, even if they're 100 miles away, which is a wrong thought process. And then two, we're finding that there's no true like community group out there that's kind of like open arms and saying, hey, come join and help at other urgent cares. They have problems like you have problems. They have solutions like you have solutions, but you're not communicating with each other.
Right.
Let's bring that together. And so we actually came up with something called a mastermind. Now we're going to talk about that in a second, what that means. But a mastermind, we're saying, come together. Let's be open book for a second. We've done an in-person one and we've done a virtual one, and we have a virtual one coming up again in September. And right now it's client only because we're trying to figure it out, but we're going to be opening it up at some point. And what we're learning is that within the two, we've had two, right? So the first one, we discovered as a whole that somebody needed to be fired. We had
not internally. This is an urgent care clinic that they all unanimously decided that somebody had to go.
Yes. And also we had a single location and a large multi-location communicate, and they had the same problems.
Yeah.
One was more on scale, obviously, because of the number of locations, but it was like the same issue, just repeated a bunch of times. And then the virtual one, we're like, oh, we'll see how this goes. We don't know. Virtual one comes in, not quite as many people, but we saw two urgent cares communicate. One was in California, one was in Virginia. And they said, how did you do that? And they said, well, this is what we did. Oh, and you saw like a light bulb go off of one of the owners saying, I didn't know that was even a thing. And then they start asking questions like, that's what we want.
That's
that
the
simple
whole point of it.
Community of it. Because in our eyes, like in a weird way, we've been like these ears where we've been hearing these opportunities, and we try to tell our other, hey, client, this client way over here in a different state did this and it kind of worked out. You want to try? No, yeah, maybe not. But now we're like, hey, from the mouth of the owner said, yeah, that worked. Well, tell me, how did you do it? And so, because like obviously we know the marketing front end side, they know the back end of it. But it was cool to see, like within an hour, you had, well, this is kind of interesting too. Oh, I actually will probably change my business a little bit based on what I just heard from you. I got more questions.
I mean, how many times have we done that?
Yeah, right. Where you're like, that's fantastic. You've solved a problem that I was trying to figure out on my own, or you made me think about it completely different now. So
what I love about it is the vast majority of solutions that we've come up with or solutions that we've taken into the company have come from a group of agency owners in a circle around a table, hashing out the problems, not from somebody from stage giving a really good talk.
Yeah, honestly, most of the stage talk, like in the 7FA thing last week, it's 80% stage talk, 20% mastermind time, essentially. And we all know that there's one stage talk that usually will stand out. We'll write that down, and the rest are like, that doesn't apply to me, or that's like, I'm not a fan of it, or whatever. And then the mastermind is, I had a problem. Y'all help me solve it, but actually I'm more interested in the problem they just had and you just solved over here. That's fascinating to me.
Right.
I'd never thought about that before. And that's where like the value gets pulled out.
What really frustrates you is when you find out your problems aren't as big as you think they are.
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah.
Where you're like, am I overthinking this? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, that's not really what you think is a problem is you in your own head. Here's a fascinating thing that I've learned is the bigger the agency, the bigger the company, the more willing they are to give, share, consult, like give you what you need to be successful. And those doors don't typically open to a single location type urgent care, right? So, you know, when we have a multi-location urgent care come into the mastermind that is seeing problems at scale, two things happen. One, you're getting to see what it looks like ahead down the road.
Yes.
Right. And they're getting to really give back to somebody who may just be where they want to be. Right.
Because they've been there.
Yeah. They've been there. They've done that. And they're solving different problems, or at least problems at scale.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's one of those, because also it opens your mind a little bit, right? Where when we joined 7FA, $1 million agency, that's so cool. And then even Josh recognized, hey, $1 million ain't that sexy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what 10 million looks like.
That's right.
We're not there, by the way. But it opens our minds like, oh, there are people that can do this. It's totally achievable. It's achievable with one niche. If you want it to be, it's achievable with multiple niches, as we saw with Tasner.
Right.
And so it's just like, oh, this is totally doable. People do it. It broadens your scope a little bit.
That's
like,
right.
And then even Josh, like, let me bring in somebody super cool. They brought in a guy that was doing like 80 million a year or something, some crazy number. Like, whoa, that's a lot. But that proves the point. There is a path. It's not, I'm the only one that can ever do this ever. Like, no, it's been done before. Just got to believe in yourself a little bit. Just keep the ball moving.
Right.
So it was super cool.
You know, getting around a group of people that are not there to just take something from you, but they want to give back to you is rare to find.
Yeah.
And that's in any business, in any market. You know, I go back to The Founder, Ray Kroc.
That's such a good movie.
It's an amazing movie, but he said something that I think is the reason most people are afraid to consult with other businesses. And he said, the thing that makes me special instead of you is if you were drowning, I'd come over and put a water hose in your mouth. You remember that scene?
Yeah.
Where he said that? That's how cutthroat business can be. That's how cutthroat business is.
Yeah.
And I think we can look at it in a different way, right? I think there's opportunity where a rising tide raises all ships.
100%.
And I believe, well, let me back up a little bit. One of the challenges that we face in the digital marketing space is other companies doing bad work.
And there's no like limits.
Right.
Like they can be from a different country. They can be down the road.
Right.
And I think the biggest challenge that we really face is there's no barrier to entry. You got a laptop and you got internet connection. Technically go do these things.
Well, in full disclosure, that's how this company started.
Yeah, right? Like you were one of those people for a moment
Yeah.
where you're like this annoying little thing that's like, why are you taking my clients? Who are you?
Yeah, I probably pissed off a lot of people. I didn't mean to. That wasn't my goal.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, that's just the reality in that people like me could have. Mm-hmm. I didn't because of my nature is to do things with excellence. It really is. Yeah. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go hard at it. I want it to be right. And if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to surround myself with people who do. Right. And that's what I want to do. Yeah. Like, and I don't pretend to know it all. I just try and find the people who do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where most agencies have come in and they have taken money and they have train wrecked a business. Yep. And what's frustrating is when we hear all the time, by the way, we hear, I'm so tired of agencies, or I'm so tired of digital marketing.
I get burned.
I get burned over and over again. Yeah. And how are you going to not burn me? And
or,
there's no way for me to make you feel good about that.
Yeah. Or they were great for the first month and then they weren't.
Exactly.
Yeah. We hear that all the time.
Exactly.
To the point where it's more, we have to battle more of a bad experience from somebody else than what we're even trying to offer.
Right. Exactly.
So.
I was going somewhere with that and I kind of lost my train of thought because we were sitting here going back and forth on it.
Yeah. But talking about like you were little in terms of like business is cutthroat and anybody's going to try to knock anybody down. In our world, we fight it all the time.
Right.
But for like the urgent care space, it's there. We understand there's competition, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
And we're finding, as we mentioned, like you can learn from each other, but you have to change your mind about that. That doctor from 30 minutes away isn't a threat to you. I mean, we know from our own stats that there's plenty of demand to go around.
Right. Well, so I think I know where I was going with this now.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to the agency world, now I'll tie it into what you just said. That's what triggered it. Is now you have hundreds of agencies,
thousands,
coming together to try and get better. To deliver a better experience, to deliver better results, right? To report better, to make sure that it is an amazing experience for clients, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what if that existed in a way for medical? Yeah. Instead of you fighting over the 18 patients that are in your market, imagine if everybody was delivering excellent care and then you created more patients that way.
Yeah.
Right. And instead of fighting over the 18, you're sharing the hundreds, the thousands, right? Because somebody over here is so busy that they have to send that overflow to you. And now you're growing because y'all both have a standard of excellence. That's probably the best way to say it, is a standard of excellence where all of the urgent cares around you in the market are doing amazing because everybody's doing amazing work.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a shocker, right? But that doesn't happen when you're trying to steal from everybody else. That happens when you're trying to inspire everybody else to do better. Other agencies inspire us to be better agencies. They don't inspire me to go steal their clients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if I looked at everybody as a competitor and I didn't have an organization that kept me in check, I wonder how I would be. I don't know. I don't think that's my personality.
Well, I think so. I think part of it be some of the growth to be stagnant.
Right.
Some of it would be I went down this path and I learned a hard lesson that could have been prevented from the first place. And like it could have been like all these like we truthfully know we wouldn't be in a niche in the first place if we didn't have a 7FA. Then we would just we'll figure it out with a generalist and we'll just pick up a bunch of random same things and kind of niche, but then like not focus on the niche or whatever. So no, but I think about urgent care. So urgent was to me one of the biggest things that urgent cares fight is there is a stigma on them of quality of care, right? Where well, I can go to urgent care, because all these years like Doc in a Box and all that stuff, they've been fighting that. Well, if they all join together in arms and say, we're going to help each other be better, then people say, no, I'll go to urgent care, you'll be taken care of. Yeah. And kind of change, like you said, increase the demand of the patients because then the patient's like, I know I can go. I don't have to go to my primary care. I don't have to like fight through this cold. I can actually legitimately get taken care of very quickly and feel good about it on the other side. Hey, Michael here. So thankful that you listen to our podcast and hopefully you're getting something out of it. But if you are listening, chances are you're an urgent care owner or manager or work somewhere in the urgent care space. And you either are seeking out information to improve your clinic or just find ways to make it more operationally efficient. We understand our audience really well. Now, on the other side of our podcast is a company called Patient Care Marketing Pros. So if you are seeking out ways to increase the amount of patients coming in your door, Patient Care Marketing Pros can do that for you. We are all about increasing your visibility on search. So when there's more visibility, there's more likely a patient will see you and interact with you and become that actual patient and come into your clinic. We're all about that. We're here to help you with that. So if you have patient volume issues or you have revenue issues or you're looking to add that second location, but you're just not sure if it will do well or not, we can help you. Also, too, we work from startup to mini multi-locations. So if you are because we get it, multi-locations, if you have half of your locations are doing well, supporting your other half that aren't doing well, we can make the whole set do better. That's all we care about is getting the patient volume numbers up through digital marketing. Love talking to you more at patientcaremarketingpros.com. See you then. And like because I know like for most things, most medical, like a lot of us don't want to go to medical appointments because there's I don't want them to do this to me. I don't want to be rude to me. I don't want to like sit there in a cold room or whatever and just think like this is not going to be a pleasant experience versus like, oh, they've all kind of figured out how to make things nicer for us. Like one of the things could be online scheduling is now a standard where like that's a little thing of like everybody should do this. That's expected. Well, I wonder what else, if we were a community, came together and said, what is the expectation that should be raised, and like go from there.
Going to the online scheduler is just fascinating. I was actually thinking about this not too long ago. Is like, who created that standard? Was it the software company who tried to sell it to everybody and made it a standard? Was it the doctors who had demanded that this be an option for them? Or was it the patient who demanded that level of access?
It has to be the patient.
Well, I mean, it's a triangle, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Steve Jobs was notorious for saying people don't know what they want. We're going to make it, and then they'll just want it.
Yeah. Well,
so like,
yeah. And then the part is like, well, it's almost like, why can't I do this? And then it becomes an opportunity usually from that.
So what other standards across urgent care that you don't know about because you haven't been in a room full of people talking about the standards that they're raising?
Yeah. Because one of the things that I think doctors, owners, and so forth, they sometimes get stuck in a room where they're the smartest in the room or making all the calls and whatever.
Right.
Well, now in a mastermind, we put you in a room among peers, but you're probably not the smartest one in the room per se. You're all more equal than you think you are.
Right.
And that's where you get to learn. And as Josh said, take on your thinking, I'm going to listen hat. Student hat. And I'm going to like apply what I'm hearing. And that's what we're trying to create in this community, because it's just, we couldn't find it. We've asked around like, no, it doesn't really exist.
Hey, and I promise you, we would have pointed you to it.
Yeah,
that would have been our goal. I did not seek
we would
out.
have pointed and sponsored it.
Yeah, you're actually absolutely right. That's how we would have done it. We would have said, go here, and then we would have gotten with them and say, how can we speak? How can we engage? Not because
where
we're
can
greedy,
we stick our logo?
Yeah, we genuinely want to help the urgent care community, and we said, okay, this doesn't exist that we can find anywhere. We've asked around.
Yeah.
So why don't we create it?
Yeah.
And that is how some of the best ideas happen, is just trying to solve a problem that hasn't been solved yet.
Yep.
Right. And the fact is when you go to Urgent Care Association, which we love, great organization, and all the little filters, the little, what are they called?
Sessions or the tracks?
No, the sub in the markets, like Eureka, Eureka.
Oh, the regionals.
Yeah, regionals. Thank you.
Yeah.
So all of those, like, we love them, but they are not focused on solving your number one problem. Michael, what is their number one problem?
Patient.
That's it. Not a single one of them focus. And that is what we focus on doing. And it is a challenge sometimes for us to get to even talk to you about your number one problem.
Yeah.
So what we said is, this is a problem. Why don't we create an organization that we can help each other solve the problem? Not just a marketing agency, not just a national organization, but a group of professionals that are in the field talking about the problems and solving them together.
Yep.
And that's where Clinic Growth Mastermind was birthed out of.
Absolutely. And so kind of peel back the picture a little bit. So we have, as it sits, thanks to Hannah, we have an in-person one that went well this year, and then we had a virtual one, and we have another virtual one coming up. And I think we're going to have we're going to basically 2 more virtuals this year. I don't know when this episode airs, but we're recording into July right now. So sometime in September, and I think we're going to try to have one in December, and then back again to in-person in like March. And so, but inside the virtual mastermind, I want to kind of like depict what it's about, like how it breaks down. It's pretty straightforward. Like, we're not trying to overcomplicate it, because we realize we get you for an hour max, or give or take, and we want to make sure it's super focused. So we stole this from Josh. He doesn't care that we stole it, but we have a one thing focuser. He said, still it. And then I noticed this past time he updated it. I don't know if you paid attention it's kind of the same, but they like make it a little cooler, I guess. Yeah. I showed it to Hannah. She's like, oh yeah, I kind of like that. Like, me too. And we like the steal this from them. Yeah. That was kind of neat. But anyway, so it's a one thing focuser. It's like, what's my number one problem right now? Now, we all know patient volume will pop up in your brain, but we also recognize there are other things that pop up in your brain.
Payer concerns, location concerns,
offering a new service.
Service concerns.
I'm having issue with a provider. How do you add a second location? Like that type stuff.
Right.
So you write down that, and it's key to write it down. So you write down that, and then you write down 1 or 2 things you're thinking about. Maybe this will solve it. I've tried this and I don't like what I got out of it. Talking points. And then when it comes to the round table, we call masterminds. We recognize, because we double check, like it could be, what'd you say, council, a board.
Yeah. You're talking about like an advisory board.
It could be an advisory board. Like there's different phrases for this. So, and we recognize mastermind might be unique to agency world, but we still call it that. But for healthcare, it could be advisory board, round table, or whatever, right? But this is what's happening. So you enter in this moment, a virtual room. You have your one thing problem. You have potential solutions, and you have 8-10 minutes to talk about it. And so you have the longest hair. You're going first or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you step. Hi, my name is Michael. I am part of the Ray Urgent Care. We're out at Birmingham, Alabama, and I've been having an issue about adding my second location. I don't know where to start. I've looked at land and I've looked at property, but that's about as far as I can go. What do you guys think should be my first steps? Sounds like a broad, that's a lot in there. And what do we expect on the other side? Of this 5 to 7 people or more in that room with you, we try to limit to less than 10 per room. Hey, can you tell me more about your current location? Great. Well, this is what we did. We have 22 locations, or we just added our second location. I feel the pain. And then all of a sudden, within 8 to 10 minutes, you have an answer or a path to an answer. And your brain goes, oh, never thought about that before. It's kind of cool because you're also talking to usually other owners. And so like their mindset is different from just a provider or just a staff worker. So it's super cool to watch. And then for us, we're just kind of watching. Right. Like we'll integrate like, hey, we've seen a clinic do that. Like that's about all we'll say or recommend a vendor that we've seen good results with. But we're just kind of moderating and make sure the timing's still going. And that's about it. And then all of a sudden an hour passes because everybody's gone around the table essentially. And we have answers on the other side.
We haven't had one yet. Now we've only had 2. We haven't had one of the 2 yet where somebody hasn't had a breakthrough.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Breakthrough moments. And that's really what you're looking for is you're stuck, you've hit a wall, and somebody goes, well, quit it beating your head against the wall. Walk over there to the door and turn the doorknob and open the door and walk through the wall.
This is the door you actually want to go down, not that one.
Yeah, you're just trying to break the wall down instead of walking through this easy thing over here that you just can't see, but it's right around the corner, right? So that's the beauty of it is, all we've done is organized a space for you to be able to come and put the concerns down on the table where people can help you solve those problems.
Yeah, exactly.
So when is our next one coming up, Mike?
So it's in September. Right. I don't have the exact date, but
you're going to get lots of communication about it. If you want to know and you're not subscribed to the million things that we have for you for free, just send us an email, hello@patientcaremarketing.
Exactly. If you have slight interest at all, let us know. Like I said, it's been client only so far, but we recognize we will be opening it up. And we'll be real honest. If you're not a client and we've never talked to you before, but you're very interested in coming in, what we'll probably do is vet you just a little bit to make sure you're not crazy.
Actually, I'm 1,000% positive we're going to vet you.
Yeah. We're going to vet you just a little bit. Sorry, but it's a private group, and so we can do what we want.
Well, we've had a few clients. We've had a few clients that slipped through the cracks.
Yeah.
There's no nice way to say it, Michael. They were just crazy.
Yeah. And we even had one that didn't join the mastermind and came out of recording sorry, we're not recording these.
I'm not even talking about the mastermind.
But there's but that's the other thing to note too, because we've had that question.
Right.
Are you recording the masterminds? So we are technically, for a safety standpoint, was something said that shouldn't have been said, and we need to review that. But we will not distribute. Mm-hmm. Like it just lives, and why? What do you mean safety? Well, you and I are part of the 7FA stuff, and they do a virtual mastermind. And I got onto one mastermind, and I had another agency employee kind of break down in front of me of, I don't say abuse, but it's close. I was like, that's not good. So I had to go back to the moderator afterwards. Like, hey, I need you to go look at the recording and look at this. You need to get rid of this agency. If they're treating their people like this is not good. And I think they did. I think they got rid of the agency. And so, but that's like the safety part of it. Right. So like if that's why we do it, but we do not distribute, you'll never see a recording of it ever. But that's the point, right? You talk about the crazy, like this is supposed to be good, constructive, awesome time together, not like some weirdo trying to break in.
Well, I mean, yeah, we want to make sure that you're in a group of people of like-minded, that they're there to help you grow.
Yeah, help to grow, not to break you down or not to steal from you.
Yeah.
Like that's where that competition community part comes into play, right? Where I understand. Like there may be some secret sauce that you may have in urgent care, but that might be the 1%. The 99% is you're in urgent care. Like you face the same problem as the one 5 miles down the road.
That's right.
So,
well, we got one coming up. I do want to recommend that if you're interested in that, the Clinic Growth Mastermind. Yes. I'm trying to say this. Like, if you're interested in that, you can hit us up at hello@patientcaremarketingpros.com. And when we open up to the public, we'll let you know. By the public, I mean open it up to non-clients. Because the goal is not to keep this held back. It's for the entire urgent care community. But our clients are awesome enough to let us experiment on them. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
And thankfully, like you said, it's benefited them each time.
That's right.
And that's what we ultimately want, because we joke about, not joke, but it's real. We don't want to be a vendor. We want to be a partner.
That's right.
With our clients. And this is one of those elements that can create the partnership where we make them think beyond just marketing. Even saw an email come through from one of our clients, one of our really great clients, but they look at us as more than just marketing. Like, hey, it's one of my favorite emails of saying, we're doing this thing. Can you give us some feedback? It has nothing to do with what you offer to us, but we appreciate your intellectual.
I love the fact that one of our clients has us on our org chart.
Yeah. Like there's layers to that,
That's
right?
cool.
Like, it's super cool. Like say, hey, we actually have value beyond what you pay for.
Right.
So super cool. But no, this episode is all about that community versus competition. Ask yourself, do you view everybody around you as competition, or do you have people you can call on that's in your industry not far from you saying, can we meet for lunch? I have some questions. If you don't have that, start working on that.
I think one of the best examples is there's a competitive agency. They don't just do what we do. They spend a lot of time in occupational medicine.
Yeah.
But we've built such a good relationship with them that we refer them.
Yeah. They've been on our webinar.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we just refer them.
Yeah.
And most clinics, I'll just ask it this way. Is there a clinic within your 5 mile radius that you would refer?
Yeah.
Or would you rather watch their house burn down?
Yeah. Does it excite you that you can help them, or does it excite you that they just close their doors?
Yeah. I think that's a legitimate question, right? So anyway, I'll leave you with those.
Yeah.
And my thought is if you are the type of person, owner, that wants to help everybody, including yourself, but help everybody, then the Clinic Growth Mastermind is for you. If you're the one that wants to watch your neighbor burn down, then the Clinic Growth Mastermind is really for you, because we really need that brain surgery done. We want you to do better. So anyway,
we got to fix you.
Yeah. We're going to get you in front of a group that's going to help you with a little brain surgery.
Yeah, exactly. Love it.
Well, listen, you've been listening to Walk-Ins Welcome with Nick and Michael. We love having you here every Wednesday. There's a lot of great episodes that I know have been getting recorded that are coming up. We'll have some more interviews coming down the pipeline, and we're going to make this the rest of 2026 the best year. It's going to be awesome.
All right, guys.
All right, see ya.